Hey there, horror fans. How's it going? I'm your host, Douglas at Dromboy Productions, and you're watching the 31 Days of Trick or Treat. And we just recently finished up the first week of the 31 Days of Trick or Treat. If you guys have been watching every episode so far, I greatly appreciate it, and I hope you guys are enjoying it. But this week we started new, and we're straying away from Halloween, at least the franchise, but we're keeping the spirit alive with Sam from Trick or Treat. I think most horror fans can agree that Trick or Treat is one of the best Halloween-themed horror films ever made, and that Sam is an instant classic, iconic Halloween monster. It's a shame that they got shafted the way that they did with the release of the initial Trick or Treat, but ever since it has released, fans have been clamoring for a sequel, and for years we've been told that a sequel's in development. Who knows if that'll ever come, but in the meanwhile, there has been tons and tons of Sam merchandise produced to fill our empty hearts. And of course, today's Sam merchandise item is a Trick or Treat Studios piece. This is their Unmasked Sam. It is a mask, but he is unmasked because of course he wears the burlap mask over it, and they do sell that as well as the lollipop and I think maybe even a full costume. And at some point in the future I may go ahead and pick up the rest of those Trick or Treat pieces. Currently, we have the Spirit Halloween version of the Sam costume, and it's okay. It's not terrible, but I feel like the Trick or Treat Studios one's probably a good bit better, and this mask is awesome. We actually did use that costume this year with this mask. Of course, the burlap mask is an iconic look, but personally, I prefer this look. I think this is so much cooler, because it shows that he really is a monster, not just some haunted little kid or something like that. You have this whole, like, pumpkin head-esque design with a baby skull face kind of melded into there. Plus it's like stitched up in places. It's really, really creepy. And if I recall correctly, the original artist for the one that was used on screen was Bill Terazakis, who unfortunately recently passed away. And this version was created by Russ Lukic, I believe. But it is a pretty damn good likeness. Overall, it's a really, really great sculpt. And the finishing on this is a little bit different than what I expected, but it's not terrible by any means. In the initial catalog photo, this mask looks to be a bit more orange. However, in person, it's a lot more yellow with like some orange and brownish highlights. Here on the top of the head, there's quite a bit of brown. I don't think I've really seen good photos of the actual puppet or the mask that was worn to see how accurate that is at the top, but as far as the sides and the face, I mean, it looks good. The eyes are maybe just a little bit off center, but other than that, the face looks good. It does have a gloss effect over the eyes, and it has slits above them so that you can see out. And some of the stitching that's on the face of the mask actually is real twine, whereas some of it's sculpted in. So like this up here above the eyes and right below the eyes around the nose, that's all sculpted in, but these on the side are actually pieces of twine gone through the mask. There's also some breathing holes that are hidden here in the mouth pretty well. So that's awesome. It seems like it would be pretty comfortable to wear and decent to see out of. The only problem you might run into is adjusting the inside to fit you. I allowed my girlfriend to wear this for a Halloween event, and the only issue that she really ran into, because I didn't want to alter this before doing the video, is it is padded with foam on the inside, and it's padded well. And that's a good thing. It helps this mask keep its shape, which is going to keep it from, you know, really degrading a lot quicker over the years, and also just when you're wearing it, you want it to stay nice and round. So that helps, but depending on the size of your head, it might make it difficult to see out of it. You might need to add more foam if you have a smaller head. Regardless, it can be adjusted, but that's something you want to look out for if you're just grabbing it directly off the shelf to try and run out and go perform on Halloween with it. Of course, however, that could be said about any mask that you're getting from Trick or Treat Studios, regardless of whether you're a haunt actor, a cosplayer, just using it for Halloween. They can all usually benefit from just a little bit of modification, but many of them are pretty much perfect right off the shelf. This is one that, because of the sizing issue inside, I could see that needing a little bit of modifying. It's also worth noting that they did attempt to do some like vein work on here. There's some thin strips of red that are airbrushed across the top of the head to kind of give it like that veiny effect. Alright everyone, now we're at the part of the video where I read the excerpt from the Trick or Treat Studios website on this specific piece, so let's go ahead and check it out. This mask is sculpted by Russ Lukic. Trick or Treat Studios and Legendary are proud to present from Trick or Treat the Sam Unmasked full head deluxe Halloween mask. This amazing replica was sculpted by Russ Lukic with help from the Trick or Treat director and writer, Michael Dougherty. Michael was kind enough to provide us with the actual screen-use mask for reference and personally oversaw the sculpture and paint master. This is, without a doubt, the most accurate Sam mask ever produced and the closest you will ever get to having the screen-use mask. So don't miss your chance to get Halloween's newest icon, Sam, and make sure to pick up our Trick or Treat Sam costume, also available through Trick or Treat Studios. And as for the price on this bad boy, he is only $60, which I think is a pretty great price. It is a nice, pretty large, oversized mask. I do believe it would definitely be large enough to fit myself even. I would probably have to remove a little bit of the padding inside, but if you want it to be a costume for a kid, obviously size-wise that would make more sense. Or if you want to do it yourself or just have a bust, I think these are pretty fucking awesome. It's not out of the screen-use mold, but having the actual screen-use mask right next to it while you have a master sculptor banging this thing out, it's pretty much as close as you're going to get to the original without them actually producing one off of that original mask. Maybe someday they'll do it, but I'm guessing if they had it there and they didn't do it for this, that's probably not going to happen. Regardless, Trick or Treat is a tried and true classic, and we can only hope that sometime within our lifetimes, we'll actually get to see a sequel of this movie. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and all the other videos during the 31 Days of Trick or Treat event, and don't forget, always wear a costume, always hand out candy, never blow out a jack-o'-lantern before midnight, and of course, always respect the dead. I love you all, thank you for watching, and see you next time.